Welcome to the Include channel, and today we're going to talk about grammar, word classes, and specifically I'm going to tackle nouns. We're first going to define what is nouns. A noun is a naming word and words used to identify any class of people, places, things, or even ideas. Now move to the types of nouns. We have compound nouns, and we define compound nouns as words made up of two or more words that function as a single noun. They can be written as one word or closed compound, two words, open compound, or hyphenated. For example, in closed compound we have notebook, toothbrush, sunflower. In open compound, we have ice cream, ice school, police officer. In hyphenated compound, you have mother-in-law, editor-in-chief, six-pack. And you should note that these compound nouns often create a new meaning different from the individual words they are formed from. For example, toothbrush is a tool for cleaning teeth, while tooth and brush separately don't convey the same meaning. We move to collective nouns, where collective nouns are words used to describe a group of individuals or things as a single identity. For instance, a team of players, a flock of birds, a herd of cattle, a pack of wolves, a swarm of bees, a school of fish, a band of musicians. These nouns help us to refer to a group of things more effectively without having to list out each individual member. Proper nouns. Proper nouns are words used to identify specific people, places, organizations, or things. They always begin with a capital letter, regardless of where they appear in a sentence. They cannot be used with quantifiers. Example of proper nouns. We have people like Maria, William, Peter, name them. Places like Paris, Mount Everest, Nairobi, Machakos, all those. So proper nouns help us to distinguish one particular identity from others of its kind. We move to common nouns. Common nouns are general names, for example, places, things, or ideas. Unlike proper nouns, they are not capitalized unless they start a sentence. Here are some of the examples of common nouns. In people, we have like teacher, doctor, musician, places like city, park, school, things like book, computer, apple, ideas like love, freedom, happiness. Common nouns refer to general items rather than specific ones. They help us to talk about general categories and concepts without needing to specify a particular instance. Count nouns or countable nouns refer to things that can be counted as individual units. They can be singular or plural and often have a singular and plural form. For example, apples singular and apples, where you add suffix x and it becomes plural. You can count them: one apple, two apples, three apples, and so on. Examples of count nouns: we have books, cars, dogs, chairs. We move to mass nouns or uncountable nouns. They refer to substances or concepts that cannot be counted as individual items. They do not have plural form and are usually seen as a whole or a substance. Examples include water, rice, furniture, and information. You can't count them in the same way as count nouns. Instead, you use measurements or quantities like a piece of furniture or a glass of water. Examples of mass nouns: we have milk, sand, and you notice understanding the difference between count nouns and mass nouns helps with grammar and sentences structure, such as when to use many versus much and few versus little. We move to concrete nouns, where concrete nouns are defined as words that refer to tangible, physical objects that can be perceived by the senses, things that you can see, touch, hear, smell, or test. Examples of concrete nouns, we have bag, teacher, and the following: apple, dog, book, music, flower. Abstract nouns are words that refer to ideas, concepts, qualities, or states that cannot be perceived by the senses. They represent things that you cannot see, touch, hear, smell, or taste. Examples of abstract nouns: we have love, freedom, happiness, wisdom, justice. Abstract nouns are often used to describe emotions, qualities, conditions, or concepts that are intangible. They help us to express complex and ideas that go beyond the physical world. Functions of nouns. So we have it functions as a subject. A noun can serve as a subject of a sentence, representing the person, place, thing, or idea that is performing the action. Example: the dog barks loudly. The noun is the dog, the one that is in bold. Object, where nouns can be objects which receive the action of the verb. There are two types. We have direct and indirect objects. Direct object: she kicked the ball. Where the ball is the direct object. Indirect object, for example, we have he gave his friend a gift. Where the friend is the indirect object. Complement. Nouns can function as complements, providing more information about the subject or object. And subject complement, we have my brother is a teacher. The teacher is the subject complement. Object complement, we have they named the child Emma. So the Emma is the what? Object complement. Possessive nouns can indicate possession, showing ownership or a relationship to another noun. For example, this is John's car. It belongs to John. Appositive. A noun can be used in opposition to another noun, providing additional information or explanation. Example: my friend, a doctor, works at the hospital. A doctor. Object of a preposition. Nouns often function as the object of a preposition, forming a prepositional phrase. Example: she sat on the bench. So the bench. As adjective. Modify other nouns, for example, cameraman. As adverbs, when they tell where, when, and how. For example, she sang for 1 hour. 1 hour is the noun functioning as an adverb. Position of nouns in sentence, we have after determiner, for example, the boy. The is the determiner before a verb, for example, the dog barked. So the dog there is the noun, it's appearing before the verb barked. After a preposition, for example, he died of malaria. The preposition here is of, and we have a noun as malaria. Quantifiers. Quantifiers are words or phrases used before a noun to indicate the quantity or amount of that noun. They help us to specify how much or how many of something we are talking about without giving an exact number. Quantifiers can be used with both count nouns and mass nouns. For example, we have quantifiers with count nouns: many, few, several, a few. Quantifiers with mass nouns, for example, much, little, a lot of, some. Quantifiers with both count and mass nouns. We have all, any, no. Quantifiers help us to be more precise in our communication and provide clearer context about the quantity of the noun being referred to. Of course, I couldn't talk about nouns without talking about quantifiers. Remember to subscribe, like, share, comment. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.